to close the gap down to 2 rounds separating.
What a find for PRX Patman has been. He is so impactful. A lot of times it's with his util, but now he clutches it out on the fade. He's got a lot of PRX on their feet. That could be one of those ties. He's got 18 kills on the map. Patman is flying.
Lobby leader. Again, into a bit of a half purchase here for G2. Again, into a bit of a half purchase here for G2. Again, into a bit of a half purchase here for G2.
So dangerous.
For the Bucky, a sheriff for Trent. Stinger in hand for Valen, about to make contact against all of these players here in Garage. Valor, however, does manage to scout him out. Stinger needs the bullets, he backs away, Boombot gonna get cleared. Somehow, pretty much no one ends up taking too much damage, just a minor little bit there on the Patman. With the orb grab, Jing now does have a showstopper online.
Looks like they're gonna commit to this.
Taking the gate crash, trying to get detail out. Jing finds Jonah P. Sees the wheel there. Top of the Raptors. Spray and prays and finds one. And they're gonna go out. Trent already dead. That leaves just Jogamo here with the classic. Dead in something's hand. Flawless round, PRX. Bring it within touching distance. Just 1 round separating the 2.
This is monstrous for PRX. They're able to fight through a G2 that is pretty well prepared for this hit to come. And you don't use the showstopper either. You're able to get through this round extremely clean. Jing now starting to heat up on those entries. Need those first kills to go his way. A little bit of whiffiness here and there, but I believe, yeah, absolutely. And then on the other side, the yin and yang of PRX.
Yeah. Well, looking like a pacey hit here with the ult that they have, or at least it's going to be for something as he tries to escort things forward. Goes for the exit over at screens, and he's able to find Trent. Stopper not finding too much of anything there as Jonah P will get flushed out.
Spike down A.
3v2. The advantage and the site opened up here for PRX, but still a late linger from Divide. Slowly creeping his way up mid in towards Vents. Jogamo with just an operator. Needs Leaf to try to do a bit of the heavy lifting here to get them into the site. Leaf himself at risk if Divide just simply turns around. And there's the pre-fire.
Toxin screen down.
Wall to fall, Divide seemingly narrowing down the options. So where his counterpart Viper could be.
Looking for maybe just the full retreat.
Did he spot him? Yes, he has. Cleanup comes through. 3 players surviving. We are tied up 9-9.
Yeah, this is a nice dimensional drift from something. Obviously getting a lot of info, but the way that he tucks himself in at screens catches Trent completely off guard there. Jonah P takes a really nice angle there because he knew the player behind him got revealed by the haunt. He wasn't going to be expected to be that far forward in that corner. Gets a kill because of it, but after that, PRX now starting to rock and roll. And it's going to be the second time out here for G2 Esports. PRX still going to have both of theirs. So this is going to be interesting. That was the buy round. That was the op being picked up for Jog, taken out of his hands. It's going to be another eco coming up.
Behind that eco, a hell of a lot of ultimates. Rolling Thunder, Hit, Nightfall from the shadows. All at G2's disposal. Plenty to try to utilize here. Let's see if they're going to be able to pull off a little bit more of that thrifty magic off the back of this timeout.
You might have to, because PRX is going to be coming into cycle themselves pretty soon. Would love to steal this round away from them. PRX is going to have a bit of money to sit on for quite some time here for at least a couple more rounds to make their buys. The real question is here for G2. What are the change-ups? Do you get aggressive at the mains? Do you try to contest some of those early orbs, some of that early space? Or is it just a, hey, let's make sure we're not trying to take challenges at angles we don't need to, at moments we don't need to. Let's make sure we're waiting for the reinforcements, because that's where they were really hot on their attacker side, is when they were coming in 3-4 strong. PRX would challenge them one at a time. It's going to be an early pit.
To be invested for Seika. Fake on the TP.
Yeah, just looking to see if he can get a response out of G2, but the discipline from Leaf, very, very good. Jogamo right around the corner with a frenzy. Is that going to be read by PRX? They haven't held this corner yet. It'll be the first time we've seen G2 try to lock down that position.
Footstep gets made. See, for the most part, they're avoiding it for the time being. The Prowlers are going to be committed towards heaven. Jonah P. Set here. Now going to be revealed. This Boombot ends up going off. He finds the hit. Jogamo going to be taken down. Divide, able to flush him out. He saw consideration for the Rolling Thunder there for a brief little moment, but it seems like the call comes in. No, it's going to be far too risky, far too costly if we can't convert. So instead, they're going to have to just fight their way back down the ramp like they shall. Jing dead, leaves a weapon on the floor, potentially recoverable here for G2. Trent's Prowler gets the spot out. Makes position noted, free fire into the smoke. Eventually a snap need to adjust. We'll find the remaining players as Patman holds down the ramp. PRX not allowing these half buys to find purchase, to find value. They regain the lead by 1. It's another rifle round with just the pit expended in the previous round.
Yeah, now you're going to have the operator again for Jogamo. PRX didn't even run into his side of the map.
Lined up.
That's huge for Patman. Gets the Nightfall off the back of that too. So that's a really nice pickup there for PRX to buy 1 away from his ult so he can get the plant down potentially and get that pit right off the rip. Jog, he's going to try to snipe there on the ramp, but Toxic Screen was up. Just has to TP out. Meanwhile, PRX actually spreading the map a bit. Not getting too crazy here, just doing a little bit of fact-finding with some of the fade util. Just kind of trying to decide how exactly they want to navigate this now. Probably really thinking about those other ults that are going up against them with that Rolling Thunder, with that Nightfall.
Face your fear!
Nightfall could just come out, might just see a Rolling Thunder very quickly here in response, and that's exactly what is going to happen. The PRX anticipate this, they hug back. This Prowler on the chase, quickly cleared out. For the moment, G2 not fully convinced about this push. Valen blinded up here at backside, sees the TP, but Ching swings the corner! Takes him down, keeps Forsaken protected. Divide didn't have the player advantage here for PRX. Jogamo again, the operator. How do you get yourself back into this? And do you commit a Nightfall to try to identify these players' positions? Goes into the peak with a flick. It's just a hair off. Reposition comes through and something in behind them! Double pumps the shorty, survives with 6 HP! PRX get up to 11.
Great awareness here from PRX, realizing that Valen had TP'd behind the box. He wasn't still behind pillars. And Forsaken getting aggressive there on the Omen, opening up some space in this reposition from something swap over to his trademark shorty. Gets a 3K, and that is huge for PRX. The coordination today starting to look really good, and Trent, some frustration being shown.
It's one of those moments you don't want to hit tab. You don't want to see how much damage you just dealt. Such a narrow margin of error. And something now. The attack off, striking when you least expect it. Clones are trying to lead the way. Jogamo not fooled by that. Does manage to quickly trade it back. Sends out a flash to the site. He's already being taken here by PRX, who look to get themselves up the map point.
Out in the open with this plant.
Jing looking for a timing perhaps, but ooh, Jonah P with a belter of a headshot there off the Sheriff. He's able to note and deal with that enemy raise. Patman on the push. Nearly cut in half. Does manage to stay alive. That brings it now into a 3v3.
Welcome
G2.
to my world.
Decent position. Valen ends up getting taken down. The pit now in play. Just go ahead and try to seal the deal on this. Divide with Clip Leap there right in the leg as he goes bounding forward into that pit. Jonah P now, no other recourse but to try to back away and hold on to this operator as PRX look to try to chase him down. Forsaken storming his way through the vents, taps the rope, rides into the top. Jonah P finds the first. Divine wanting to try his luck. Tries to flush him out, but Jonah P will be able to cut him down to size. Unfortunately, is still only at the halfway point to a Rolling Thunder, but the operator does get saved.
Great opener here for something. Patman using that seize into just an aggressive push. You never expect that. The the wild play that you see sometimes from PRX, incredible. And it's 7 in a row on this attacker side. One more to close it out here to take their map pick, to take the opening map of the playoffs here at Masters Toronto.
Immediately the rush forward here. Nothing spotted in towards A heaven with the dimensional drift. Able to take a note here of Leaf's positioning. Something. Exiting. Teleporting back out with the gate crash. Giacomo holding close. Gets pushed away from the angles. The paint shells fly.
But Devi, I think he knows that Giacomo's back there. Might have heard the TP. And they're bringing the rest of the forces over there. Too much resistance at B.
He's got a decent lurk, and then G2 should be aware that they didn't spot him out.
I don't think they're going to be ready for him on site, though. I think they think he's still at screens.
Trying to line up Jing. Unable to find it. Shorty get a bit of damage in. Knocks him down to 31. Vi here in heaven quickly going to be backpedaling. As Giacomo throws on the mask. Nightfall is available. Devi able to find one. Jonah P going to be taken down. The Fate in position. Trying to go for this ult send. Sends it out, but it's only going to find the enemy Viper. Leaf, get TP at the back. It's actually Valen arriving here on site. Leaf, as you say, trying to go for this flank. Ends up falling down to 32 HP, but Valen is able to find a Vi at the same time. And now the site looking to be in the hands of G2. Something up and over the top, dealt with. It's all on Jing, finds one. Showstopper's gonna be too late. The defuse has already come through. G2 break the win streak. And they persevere as they look for 2 more wins to take us into OT.
Yeah, another big round here for Giacomo with that dimensional drift. And then Leaf striking at the perfect time and doesn't overcommit. Doesn't find a kill, but that's okay. Still holding this angle, and Forsaken just kind of gets torn between trying to deal with the screen's position or deal with the lurker. And he pays the price for it. Now maybe a timeout.
Not to be seen.
Not to be seen.
Find you.
Still just rely on the players to sort this themselves.
So far, they've been pretty good at it. Been able to find those moments, those adaptations. Trying to use Jing to get a little bit aggressive towards mid. And again, G2 just playing very passive at the early parts of these rounds. It's really, how ready are they going to be for Giacomo's forward position with that operator? Haven't seen this yet. He's holding on the other side of the toxic screen.
Ducks back to try to avoid the boom bot and will get spotted. There's with a shorty, doesn't necessarily indicate the Yoru, but the flash will certainly go ahead and let them know that the operator is going to be in this position. Paranoia sent, dodged. I thought maybe he'd gotten away from it. Either way, they're not able to play off the back of it. Forsaken just TPing up top here for the moment.
This could be a Vents angle here for PRX. They can suss this out. They know that the Yoru's on site. That might be what they want to avoid.
Made out from one angle, sees under the other. Jonah P still a fault line at the ready. The shorty swap, Forsaken. Not checking this, not ready for it. Gets caught, goes down. Jonah P gets ready to buy, able to go ahead, equalize it at a 3v3. Some spam damage on the Trent, puts him to 33 health as the spike now gets planted by Patman.
Not much util for either side. Paranoia for Valen, flash for something.
As everybody committed into the site. Leaf free reign, they're trying to just walk his way down ramp.
Something has to find value in this corner.
It's hit by the Paranoia, but he's not the player at risk. Divide, finding another, but now it is all on something. Knows Leaf's position, knows he's there above, but Leaf seemingly does not have the read! And this time, OT will not be found. PRX take down G2 on their map pick of split, 13-10.
Yeah, a lot of adjustments here made in a very short amount of time by PRX on split. They do a great job finding that open space, finding those plants, and taking their time.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I sure as hell am entertained, and I'm hoping that this series is going to deliver many more maps just like that. We've got Lotus coming up next, G2's pick, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
I'm taking off like a rocket here and stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future, but see profit here. Wait up. do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again.
Ace.
Let me show you how to push stuff.
Oh man, I was just getting warmed up.
Spike defused.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can you hear me now?
Red Bull gives you wings.
It won't be long.
When you've got the right gear, nothing is out of reach. Play for the breakthrough. And once you hit it, you know what to do. Keep playing.
No. It won't be long. It won't be long. Coming.
What a fantastic start for PRX. I'm now joined by their coach, Alex. Now, Alex, that attack side was phenomenal. There's so many great things we can say about it, but from your perspective, what is one thing that made you the happiest seeing that attack side?
Yeah, I think the composure to close out the game, I think that was the most important thing. When we played Team Liquid, we were very, very jittery, nervous. And this time we played together, played composed, they comms very well, and I'm very, very proud of them.
It's nice to see you smile. Good luck on map 2.
And W Gaming gets themselves a W here to kick things off in Toronto during playoffs. What a start between these two teams. Absolute fireworks from start to finish here. But of course, it's going to be PRX who walks away with the victory. And oh boy, that was getting a little heart palpitations.
It's crazy to think about how both of the halves started because PRX managed to close that out only with G2 winning both of the pistols and having a very good understanding of how to play against PRX. They were their own worst enemy in so many occasions, and still, just because of that attack half, they managed to close it out.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of heroics that we've seen across the board. Let's actually start off with our Verizon high-speed moment from Divide, because we talk about those individuals, Mimi, this is a great example.
And this is what you're talking about, Bea. Look, they're up in a 5v4 here. No one else is ready for the retake, and something flashes into hell, dies for it, and then this flips out of the control for a second of PRX. It looks like G2 is going to close out this post plant, and then Devi hits 3 lovely shots with some great positioning up in heaven to win out this round. And that was all the story of the first half. PRX finding solid positions, maybe making a mistake or two and losing a player, and still having that individual skill to close things out. But that was a completely different story in my mind once we got to that second half.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was very scared because we saw a Jink that was not present during that first half. The first kill that he got was off of a nade with a combo as well with Patman.
Yeah.
But it was even deeper, so it was not looking good for PRX. Coming out of the Swiss stage, they were the team that was doing the worst in 5v3s. That says a lot about how they lose that kind of like head in the game that they are so good at.
But they looked great on this attack side. I think the team fighting looked much improved with this Yoru Raze composition. The synergy was on point on those dives on A, and G2 just could not figure out how to hold that site. They tried to go for more hard anchor rounds towards the middle of that half. Towards the end, they were going back into playing a lot of retake, but PRX showed much better fundamentals and also, of course, amazing individual play to just win out, pounding A round after round.
Yeah, and one of those individuals, we talked about him briefly, right, making his debut here in a global event. It's Patman, who just looked unbelievable, really. Whether it was the role that he was doing, which obviously was very effective, handling exactly what he needed to do, but we were seeing the slays come out of this guy, and it was impressive.
I mean, him winning that 1v3 on A, so many of this round started off with him getting that first kill, is not only how comfortable this is, oh, here is the 1v3, how crazy it is in this post-plans, how strong PRX are getting. I think that especially, and speaking about those pistols being won by G2 and the advantage that they have, he was the one keeping PRX in the game until it got to the second half. And I think we also need to talk about the Jogamo versus Something, because Something was a massive difference when we were speaking about that attack. We were seeing those A hits, especially if Jing is not having a good day. Him and Devi were putting so much pressure onto G2.
Yeah, Something did so much work in those A post plants, playing like the deep position, kind of tucked in that corner, under help. It's so difficult to deal with. He did really well there. But for Patman, I mean, he's on a team with Something, with Jing, with all of these like big name players who have been the best at like international events before. And here he is, top fragging in a first map that ended up being super duper close. You couldn't ask for anything better from that new ad.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, you could not have asked for a better start to this one. But of course, the pressure is on for the #1 seed coming out of the Americas. We got G2's Josh RT standing by with Yinsu.
We're heading to G2's map pick next, so I wanted to ask their coach, Josh RT, how much did what happened between PRX and Team Liquid influence you in this map pick? And what is it about PRX's Lotus that you feel like you could exploit?
I think their comp has some weaknesses that we are going to try to exploit, of course. And also, we're always a good Lotus team. So I just look at the relative strength between the two and felt like that's a solid map pick for us.
I can't wait to see it. Good luck.
Hey, and I cannot disagree with that. It always has been a solid map for G2, so they feel confident in that regard. Of course, we'll see what happens here as Lotus is going to be up next on the docket. And then, of course, if necessary, we'll be taking a trip over toward Icebox here. But what do you make of that one, Kukuka? Do you feel like Josh RT's given us some info there? Not much.
I think that he has a great point, right? We do not expect him to be playing the Tejo, but they have a lot of record.
Good point.
In fact, before the composition that they're playing with the Tejo, before that, when they were running the Viper and the Killjoy, it was against PRX that they played their last map before swapping around. I think that they have a good read. I want to see what they do against that double duelist. Again, if we see a different face of Jing on that attack, that could be a very, very big tell for the side of PRX. But on the other hand, Split could have also been a very good pick for G2.
Yeah.
Like, I think that overall, this veto favors them a lot.
So, something that I do want to point out, though, is you could really see, though, as well, the momentum that PRX do lean on, especially in that Split game, because that could have gone either way, Mimi.
That's like the whole thing with PRX. Ever since they made that mid-season change, brought Patman in, it has been all momentum for this train thus far, just coasting their way into the playoffs. Agent select up. I expect a very similar thing here from G2. Likely play the same comp, just sub in either that Sova, probably the Fade is what I would expect.
Oh.
I mean, there are changes because I expected Leaf to be going onto that Killjoy, but Trent is going to go on the Sova, and Jonathan locks in the Neon. We were waiting for this. We want to see, especially with them starting on the attack, the effect that it's going to have with those two initiators behind you.
Despite G2's success this year, Jaw has had one of his lowest individual performance years ever in his career since he's been a player at that international level. That's not because he's been bad. It's because he's been playing Neon, he's been the sacrificial lamb, he's had to be diving into all these different things. But now he gets to play on one of his absolute best agents back in front of an NA crowd to show us what he's got on that Neon.
All right, folks, so let's go ahead and find out how this one all plays out. Can it go the distance? Let's go ahead and send it back over to your casters and jump into map 2. Here's Achilles and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much, GB. I don't know. Toronto, what are you guys thinking? You guys want to see a map 3? All right, we'll see if G2 are going to be able to make it happen, get back into the driver's seat. We saw them in control for so very long on split, but PRX regained the reins, rode off into the sunset with the win on split. Let's see what happens as, once again, PRX pistols have not been kind to them.
It looks like it might be a full 4v4 scrap here early.
From the flash, Jarvan on the peak, dead. Jing, off to a significantly hotter start this time around, finds that opening frag, and that is a ton of the entry power out of the hands of G2.
Because you have that Yoru, you're able to quickly pivot over to the other side of the map here to match G2's movement.
Instant damage taken there from Valorant. Divide with cleanup. Finds it, and something will get overwhelmed, flanked through the site. Poison Orb lobbed in, and on that peak, Divide ends up losing his life. 3v3. They go from a very strong start into a bit of a lopsided round now for PRX.
Oh my goodness.
Full stairs push coming through now for G2.
This is madness, but Forsaken and Patman are lined up.
Tucks it together, the swing, Forsaken able to tuck back around the corner. Does get stunned there by the fault line, clear on the recon dart, and they have to re-pivot back. G2 quickly evacuating, breaking down the baby door, but already you've got PRX arrived here at upper. Looking to try to take them down. Leaf gets himself a third, the Jing will get 3 of his own. PRX claim their first pistol here in the playoffs.
And this is the side of the map where PRX did so much damage when they were playing Team Liquid. It's crazy to think that these first 2 maps are the 2 maps that went to OT the last time they played. So far, so good. Able to avoid any disasters on split. And they got the pistol, and that's really got them fired up because they need those. They were still able to win split without a single pistol, but it's a buy up here for G2. Stingers and a Sheriff.
They're looking to nullify this. Just take that pistol away from them. As for now, weapons not being fired. No confirmation on this force-up. Some shots here from something. Backpedals, avoids the fault line. Space going to be taken. Wall does get popped, so Spike cannot be brought forward into the B side quite just yet, but Valen gets a good amount of space forward there at upper. Sheer wall now gone. No, it's tucked here at the connector, sends out that paranoia. Players arriving here from main, Jonah P. Attack down low, he and Leaf both leading an immense amount of damage. Trent though finding his timing, swings around the back, collects 2 kills, something Divide, both going to be eliminated. The spike is on the floor. Patman's pushing forward. He's catching the timing. He's also catching a stray headshot. Fallon does manage to take him down, and this round is looking to go the way of G2. Jing all alone. Too many targets, too many angles. And the force from G2 works its magic.
And early on, they had a great plan to get themselves ahead of the curve, to get past the Vice wall, because they TP past it with Valen and sent another player through. So it kind of keeps PRX guessing a little bit. They have to pause. They have to wait this out. They don't have any information on what's going on. And that just allows G2 to set up for those late lurks, to take that early space. And that's a great call there by Valen and company. And Jing going to be having the Bucky. A couple Sheriffs otherwise. G2 now looking to play their bonus.
Season A just opens up some space. Orbit gets grabbed. Jing going to be 2 charges away. Jonah P playing catch up. trying to get that Rolling Thunder at the ready. Still just the 3 charges thus far. Divine Force back, Paranoia flying his way, as well as those relay bolts. Backpedals and something gets caught up over by Waterfall and trying to go on a timing. Does get noted by the enemy breach.
Had a little bit of miscommunication there for PRX. Players trying to make some hero plays.
That's back towards Waterfall. Forsaken flushed out, and right now G2 are looking to try to make this one a flawless to swing forward, and that Bucky is not going to sing. 4K for Jonah P. And that Rolling Thunder now just 2 charges away. G2 gain the lead in flawless fashion.
Yeah, this is just so brilliant from G2. So ready for something to try to make that aggressive maneuver. Jonah P ahead of the curve. It's Patman as well, and a 4K for the Professor.